Hello, my dears. Sorry, there's me doing me do-doings again. Right, it's Wednesday and it's the 26th of August 2020, and this is my last vlog of this month. But I've been thinking it's August and it's the last week. Where has the time gone? As most people my age will tell you, youngsters, time speeds up as you get older and older, so enjoy your quality time whilst you can. This week, Raves, Ravens and Lavender. Sounds very odd, but it's just things that have gone through my mind. I've been sitting out in my garden periodically because we've had lots of sunshine, but then we've had torrential rain as well. And we had some ravens appear in the garden. Haven't seen them for ages, and they look so huge. I thought I could put a saddle on them and fly off and see the whole of Stafford from a height. But they were quite curious creatures, with quite large beaks, and they are very large crows, really. I suppose some bird watchers will feel appalled that I've said such a thing. But it was fascinating watching these two crows. They were bobbing around in the garden, and there were a few twigs and things that they picked up, but it was very clear that they were selecting. They weren't just coming to a twig, picking it up and flying off with it. They were picking it up, and I swear one of them turned his head like that as if he was trying to work out the weight. And they were actually selecting what they were wanting and for whatever they're needing it for, nest building presumably. But then I noticed in a neighbour's lavender bush hundreds of bees. And as I sort of focused on it visually onto this lavender bush, I could suddenly tune in and hear the buzzing of the bees, and they're going around. And then, of course, we had a torrential rain, and they disappeared. But gradually, as I went out again in the garden, they came back, and so the lavender bush was extremely wet indeed. But these bees still beavered along, and I imagine them in their sou'westers and perhaps little hats with umbrellas, and so whatever the weather threw at them, they were determined to get on with their life. And it just made me sort of sit back and think that Mother Nature, whatever the creatures in our land have to deal with, they just get on with any circumstance. And I thought to myself, well, why can't we do that? And you hear and read of these stories of people causing all sorts of commotion, having raves. Now, as one or two people have criticised me because they think I'm a bit of a snob because I don't go to raves. Well, you don't know me and you don't know my history. I mean, in my time, I've enjoyed going to clubs and pubs and any musical event whatsoever, from classical to Glastonbury. But I think we're living in a time where we have to obey an instruction. COVID-19 is a killer, and we have no vaccine, and we're still in a period of not really knowing how it transmits fully. But what is generally understood, that we should all keep our distance. So why these flat earthers decide that they can ignore that and think that nothing will happen to them, that they're okay, it's appalling. Keep your distance. Why do you need to go out for a rave when there are so many other things that you could be doing? End of my rant. All I can say is, please, if you're going out, enjoy yourself by all means, but do be careful. It's been interesting reading about friends of mine that are putting on little shows somewhere here and there, so they're trying to keep going and keep live theatre alive. And it reminded me of a time in yesteryear. I used to, particularly around October, I used to go out by myself, dressed up in very Victorian outfits, telling ghost stories. And I did very well. Private individuals in particular would like some sort of ghost story told at a party for some reason. And it just reminded me of that. Intimate theatre, maybe that's the way we're going to have to rebuild initially. And good luck to all my colleagues and everybody else. There will be more films and more TV in the future, but things are going to be a bit slow before they're picked up and green lighted. But we mustn't give up. So my message today is, okay, Notting Hill Carnival is not going to happen, but other carnivals are not going to happen. But there are other ways of trying to enjoy yourselves and just keep busy. People have asked how I keep strong. Well, the answer is, have your hobbies. Talk to your friends when you can. And above all, if you're on medication, don't drink alcohol. Some people say that they feel the government of the day are sort of losing their grip on the situation. Well, I sort of state that I don't think they grasped it in the first place. But let's not go down that route this time. Just have good times with good friends. Wear your masks if you're out in public. It is uncomfortable at times, but better safe than sorry. So until September, I'll just say keep safe.